This section will be quite a little lengthy section because we'll look at the NIST Cybersecurity Framework version 2. Now, when we actually look at that, we have to apply, and every time we look at a function or a sub-function of that, think about how it will be applicable into an environment that you're trying to secure, that you act as a cybersecurity specialist. So on the first front, we looked that the NIST CSF Cybersecurity Framework version 2 provides organizations with a structured approach to managing and mitigating cybersecurity risks. It is organized into two overarching layers. First, strategy and governance, and then the operating model. When we look at the strategy and governance, this involves defining the organization's security posture at a high level. It focuses on the organizational understanding, V2.0, risk management, V2.RM, supply chain management, GVSC, roles and responsibility, GVRR, policy and process management, GVPO, and the oversight and compliance, or GV.OV. When we look at the operating model, this represents the day-to-day execution of cybersecurity activities. We have continuous improvement, IDIM, asset management, IDAM or RA. We've got protective technologies, PRAA, detection operations, DECM, response coordination, RSMA, and recovery planning, RCRP. Now, although I've mentioned quite a few of these little acronyms now as well, we'll delve a little bit deeper when we go into the functions that you see there. First and foremost, let's look at the governance function. The governance function is a functional in establishing an organization's cybersecurity strategy, the structure and policies. It defines how cybersecurity decisions are made, assigns responsibilities, and ensure compliance with regulations. This function is about setting the cybersecurity tone at the top, aligning it with the organization's broader business strategy. In the organizational context, that is GV.OC element, we map our cybersecurity strategy to the organization's missions and business objectives. This ensures that all cybersecurity efforts directly support and align with the company's broader goals, creating a cohesive and strategic approach to security. The risk management strategy, GVRM, defines how we assess, prioritize, and manage risks across the enterprise. By setting clear guidelines for identifying, assessing, and responding to risks, we create a structured approach to mitigating threats and protecting assets that are critical to the organization. The cybersecurity supply chain, or the chain risk management section, GV.SC, focuses on protecting the organization from risks that arise from third-party vendors, suppliers, and partners. This includes assessing the cybersecurity practices of your supply chain, ensuring that our partners adhere to security standards, and mitigating risks that could impact our organization. In the roles, responsibility, and authorities, the GVRR element, we specify who is responsible for various aspects of cybersecurity within the organization. This element ensures that every function that is designated owner and that all staff understand their responsibilities, thus enhancing accountability and streamlining decision-making processes in cybersecurity. The policies, process, and procedures, GV.PO, element focuses on creating documented standards and procedures that govern cybersecurity practices within the organization. These guidelines ensure consistency, clarity, and compliance, forming the backbone of a robust cybersecurity program. The oversight, or GV.OV, is about implementing mechanisms to regularly review and audit the cybersecurity program. This includes ensuring compliance with the regulatory requirements, identifying gaps in the program, and continuously improving our cybersecurity posture to address emerging threats. The identity function is the starting point of managing cybersecurity risk. It focuses on developing an understanding of the organization's cybersecurity landscape, identifying assets, risks, and vulnerabilities that may impact its critical functions. This foundation enables informed decision-making around risk management and resource allocation. The Asset Management, or ID.am, element involves cataloging and maintaining an accurate inventory of all critical assets, ranging from hardware and software to data and personnel. This comprehensive understanding of what assets we need to protect is crucial for assessing and implementing effective security measures. In the Risk Assessment, or IDRA, element, we evaluate potential threats, vulnerabilities, and the likelihood of adverse events. By identifying these risks early, we can prioritize our cybersecurity efforts and focus on mitigating the highest impact threats to protect critical assets. And finally, in that section, the Improvement, or IDIM element, ensures that we learn from past incidents, emerging trends, and best practices to enhance our cybersecurity risk management approach. This continuous improvement process helps us to adapt to the ever-evolving threat landscape and improve our overall security posture. The Protect PR function focuses on implementing safeguards and controls to ensure the delivery of critical service and protect against potential incidents. This function is about building strong defense layer around the organization's assets, limiting or containing the impact of cybersecurity event. In the Identity Management, Authentication, and Access Control, the PR.AA element, we establish mechanisms to verify the identities of users and control access to critical assets. This includes implementing multi-factor authentication, enforcing least privilege, and managing credential to reduce the risk of unauthorized access. The Awareness and Training, PR.AT element, is about equipping all personnel with the knowledge and skills needed to identify and respond to cybersecurity threats. Through regular training sessions, we foster a culture of security awareness that helps prevent human errors and increases the organization's overall security posture. In the Data Security, or PR.DS element, we implement measures to protect data at rest, in transit, and in use. This includes encryption, data loss prevention, or DLP, access control policies to ensure that sensitive information that remains confidential, unaltered, and accessible only to authorized users. Platform Security, or PRPS, focuses on securing the technology stack from the operating systems and applications to networks and devices. By hardening these platforms, regularly patching vulnerabilities, and implementing security configurations, we ensure that the foundation of our technology infrastructure is resilient against threats. The Technology Infrastructure Resilience, or the PR.IR element, focuses on building resilience within the organization's technology infrastructure. This involves redundancy, disaster recovery planning, and regular testing to ensure that the organization can continue operations even in the face of cyber incidents and other disruptions. The Detect function focuses on implementing tools and processes that enable timely discovery of cybersecurity events. By detecting anomalies, threats, and incidents early, organizations can respond more effectively and minimize the impact of security breaches. The Continuous Monitoring element, DECM, involves setting up systems to monitor network activity, user behavior, and system health around the clock. By using automated tools and analytics, we can detect unusual or malicious activities as they happen, allowing for quick investigation and response. In the Adverse Events Analysis element, or DA.AE, we examine detected anomalies and incidents to evaluate their severity and potential impact. This involves correlating, analyzing patterns, and determining if an incident requires a response. By understanding the nature of potential impact of adverse events, we can make informed decisions on mitigating actions. The Respond, or RS function, focuses on developing and implementing actions to contain the impact of cybersecurity incidents. Effective response mechanisms help to minimize the damage caused by an incident, maintaining continuity, and enable a structured recovery process. The incident management element, or RS.MA, is about having a clear and coordinated plan to handle cybersecurity incidents as they occur. This includes establishing roles, communication channels, and procedures to respond to incidents quickly, efficiently, and helping to minimize disruptions and maintain business continuity. In the incident analysis, or RS element, we investigate the incident to understand how it happened, its extent, and its potential consequences. This analysis informs our response actions, helping us to address the root cause and prevent similar incidents in the future. The Incident Response and Communication RSCO element focuses on providing relevant updates to internal and external stakeholders during an incident. Effective communication keeps everyone informed, ensures transparency, and helps manage expectations throughout the response process. In the Incident Mitigation element, or the RS.MI, we take immediate actions to contain and mitigate the incident's impact. This may involve isolating affected systems, applying patches, or limiting access to critical resources to prevent further damage and reduce recovery time. And finally, the Recover function, or RC, focuses on developing and implementing plans to restore any services or capabilities impacted by a cybersecurity incident. By prioritizing recovery efforts, organizations can assure minimal disruption to operations and maintain stakeholder confidence, and improve resilience against future incidents. The Incident Recovery Plan Execution element, RC.RP, is about putting structured recovery plans into action to restore operations after an incident. This includes prioritizing affected services, deploying resources efficiently, and working towards returning to normal as quickly and safely as possible, minimizing the downtime and financial impact on the organization. And finally, the Incident Recovery Communication RC.CO element focuses on maintaining clear and transparent communication with all relevant stakeholders during recovery phase. This includes providing regular updates on recovery progress, addressing concern, and keeping stakeholders reassured about the organization's commitment to resolving incident and restoring operations.